Man, your show's gonna be awesome, bro. Show's gonna be awesome.
Okay, Sanscapi, everyone, how's it going? Thank you for joining me today, and you are watching today's Entertainers with Little Dog. I'm excited for today's show. We have some really interesting people coming on the show today. We have Pat Wesson, who is an actor who's done film as well as commercials, and so he wants to come on, share some things with us, share some of his knowledge, and you guys ask him questions. This is to be very interactive, and I encourage everybody to ask questions, all right? So, not only that, we have Lion Aurah coming on as well too. He's an actor, model, and martial artist. He's actually a really cool guy, and I've got to know him through Dallas Film Hub. And so as we get started, I wanted to go ahead and double check, make sure everything's here. And it is cool. Actually, all my photos are gone. Well, I had this really cool thing that I was going to do in the overlays. However, it seems like they're gone. And so is my logo. What the heck? I have no clue what's going on. So we are going to keep going. I found out something pretty cool recently that whenever everybody said A, you know, so the word for the Blackfoot word is A, A, sorry. Let me put it up here. And this actually kind of surprised me too. This was actually pretty cool. So, A is the Blackfoot language word today. It means thank you in Blackfeet. So I actually didn't know that. So now every time I think about it, whenever and sorry for all the Canadians out there, but whenever I say, oh, A, I say A at the end of it, saying thank you in Blackfoot. That's actually kind of a cool thing that I learned. Now I'm sure in different languages it means different things. However, in our language, that is actually something that I found out is actually pretty cool. So, A, thanks for watching. Thanks also to the sponsors. I am affiliated with peaceoflifeshop.com, and here's one of their products right here. It comes, factory sealed, so whenever it comes to you, it is closed, and you know, again, it's hemp. It's not THC, it's hemp, and it's within legal limits. That right there, that QR code makes it legal. All right, helps so that way whenever you pull over, shows a full lab report, everything that's inside of it, and everything that's not inside of it, as well as a picture of it. That's what gives it, legality here in Texas. Second is Water Pure Texas. You know, is what I've been doing. This is actually what I was out doing at the powwow this past weekend. I went to the IIAC powwow and uh, had a great time. I actually went camping. It was freezing. I froze my butt off. Now I'm buttless. Anyways, I had a great time though. It was fun. I got to reconnect with everybody that I hadn't got to see in a while. I did camp in the freezing cold, which was okay with me. It was actually, it sucked, but I was happy to be there. And so I got to reconnect with a lot of people. I did not think it was going to be that cold, and it turns out that the tent that I was in is a summer tent because of all the venting that's in it. So good to know now. However, I had a sleeping bag and I had a cot. The cot was thanks to my parents as well as the tent. But anyways, if you guys are interested in getting a water test, check that out. I have my own cards now. Cool, right? We're also going to be, and this is where the media assets were supposed to come in handy because I had actually uploaded everything. Let me make sure that all my media is here. Hold on. Because I uploaded a bunch of videos. I uploaded images, Ah, here's the logo right here. And actually I'm gonna see if I can put that. Nope, can't put it there. Anyways, uh let me see. There we go. Other side. There we go. There's the logo. Designed it today. Pretty cool little design. You can see I'm missing my hat today. I couldn't quite find it. But you know what? the show always goes on. So I think I may have left it in the vehicle. I take it off in the vehicle because the back of the hat and the chair. So I take it off, put it down. It's probably where it's at. Anyways, what else do I have for you guys? That I did go over the Blackfoot word, which was A. Went over thank you for enchilada olays. And actually, I'm still going to be getting a media mixer together. For my 25th episode, I do still want to do a media mixer at enchiladas olays. I'm going to be reaching out to several different people, and hopefully I can get a couple of agents to come, a couple of casting agents to come as well too. So that way we can all meet, have fun time, enjoy. And then, I'm trying to invite a few musical artists, see if we can put on some live music for everyone. So stay tuned. I'm still working on it. It's going to be exciting. And we already have a comment to us. Oh, excellent. Oh, thank you for commenting. I appreciate it. I do appreciate everybody who supports the channel and supports my show. It's very awesome to see where I started from. And I went back and I started watching some of the first episodes, and I saw that I was a little bit more particular about things. I was a little bit too uptight. I was nervous. I had no clue what I was doing, and I've gotten a little bit more comfortable as time has gone on. And I appreciate it. I'm Again, I'm very little at Spanish. I am trying to learn more. I've actually been learning a little bit of Portuguese for a role that's coming up. I know that there's a huge difference between the two. But here's a little commercial thing that I made for it. You can go over to their page. They are trying to raise funds. Hello, I'm Little Dog. You can catch me in an upcoming film called One Bomb. Hola, yo soy Carlos. Me asiste no próximo filme One Bomb. Obrigado. And we're back. Now, that was actually kind of cool. I'm glad that it kind of stayed here. You can go check out the page on Facebook and Instagram. You'll be able to go to the Indiegogo. They are trying to raise funds for it. So, pretty excited about it. It's some pretty good friends of mine that I've met online and overline online for out that are in the UK. And so I'm very excited to be joining them. Now, I did have a image on here that I wanted to share. However, again, I'm not sure why the photos didn't save, but I'm going to try to bring it back up again as we are talking. And so if I'm a little distracted, I apologize. That's what I'm trying to do. Here's the overlay for One Bomb. And if you want to support it, there's the QR code. You're more than welcome to screen that up. Here's a possible appearance that I might be making this Sunday. I didn't realize that it was actually on a Sunday. I thought it was actually on a Friday. So I thought I was going to definitely be there. However, I'm also going to be at a health and wellness expo this coming weekend too, where I will be there with the company. And oh, that's a different one. So going into this one, actually, I do want to say that the what I've been trying to support this whole time of the Native American course. We do need some help, and I didn't mean to get into this so soon. It's just I'm trying to find all the media assets that seem to have disappeared on me. I'm guessing that it's only limited to certain amounts that can be on here. So I'm going to try to do this a little bit more differently. So actually, I was trying to do it differently, but I'm going to plan a little bit more next time. I'm going to play with the software, see what I can come up with. Here's the Native American course video. Please watch it. Check it out while I try to figure out what's going on. So give me a couple of minutes to be right back with you guys.
Currently, only 3 out of over 1,000 school districts across Texas have an American Indians Native Studies course, but other school districts such as Austin and San Antonio have expressed their interest to teach this course, which is why we need your help to make sure this course gets renewed this winter. For a little bit of context, the American Indian Native Studies course is currently offered as a pilot course in Grand Prairie ISD, and it is up for renewal at the end of this academic year. The renewal would renew the existing course that is already approved and make it available to teach in school districts across Texas for the next 5 years. Unfortunately, the renewal process has not been placed on the agenda at the State Board of Education meeting this January, which is why we need your help. Because school districts often define their calendar for the next academic year in the early winter, we need this course to be renewed as soon as possible so that it has a chance to be offered next year. Please help us email State Board of Education Chair Kinsey through the link in our bio or in the caption below to make sure that the American Indian Native Studies course renewal and adoption be placed on the next available agenda. Thank you guys so much.
All right, so I was able to get some of my slides going back again. So here I'm going to do a couple of overlays in support of what you just saw right there. I'm trying to get a panel together to try to bring you some live content in the coming days with the Native American Indian Native stores course people. You know, they're our ESNTX on TikTok and Instagram, because we do stand with them. We do believe that, you know, Native American studies should be put into the schools, because I've talked to so many people who thought that, you know, we were no longer around. And so, thanks, Maria. I appreciate all your support and comments. uh, you know, but I've met a lot of people who thought that we were extinct. That, you know, they were like, "Oh yeah, I studied about you guys in school." Surprised that it wasn't riding a horse or living in a teepee. I remember in high school, just even before I graduated in 2006. So even before then, people, they encouraged us to get on. You know, the school encouraged us to get online in order to talk to different people from different cultures, and so we did. And so there were people from other countries who still thought that we lived in teepees and, you know, rode horseback everywhere, and was surprised that we knew how to use technology. And it was, you know, I used to mess around with them. I was in high school. I was crazy. I was too smarty for my own good. And so I would sit there and, you know, play along with it. And then, you know, just leave them thinking that we still rode horses. So, you know, I guess you could say I was part of the problem. However, as I got older, you know, I started to realize that, hey, you know, the world seems to actually think that we're extinct. And whenever I was coming to Texas, I was on the bus with a whole bunch of different indigenous people. And on the way down, you know, they all got off around Oklahoma, and they were talking about it. And they asked me if I was getting off with them. I said, no, I'm going to Texas. And so they joked around. They said, oh, you're turning Mexican. And I didn't really get it at first. I was like, no, I'm still indigenous, just gonna be in Texas. And and it was funny because, you know, whenever I got to Texas, the first stop, I got off the bus, I was getting something to drink. Next thing I know, there was these guys talking to me, and they were talking Spanish. They were like, "Oh, hola, ¿qué tal haciendo, amigo?" You know, I had no clue what they were saying. And I was like, no habla español. And they looked at me, they went, "Ah." You know. And I was like, did I do something wrong? But sure enough, as soon as I crossed the Red River, everybody thought I was Latino. And so, you know, though Latinos are also indigenous anyways, so uh but that's a whole nother story. Anyways, I do appreciate it. I'm gonna get this off of my other screen. Oops. No, I am trying to do something that's okay, that's not working. There we go. I'm trying to see my comments. For some reason, it's kind of messing up on my phone as well. So I see that I have a comment here, which is thank you. Uh, but anyways, getting into it, I'm going to be bringing my first guest on. I'm going to be talking about my giveaways between uh my segments today, so stick around for those and keep an eye out. So our first guest is going to be Pat Wesson. Pat Wesson is a Texas-based actor, and he is actually a pretty cool guy. I met him on, I believe, the set of Bass Reeves. Been very interesting gentleman, very tall, very cool guy. He's been in some commercials. I'm going to be showing actually a TikTok skit because uh, out of all the ones, I thought it was a little bit funny, as well as, you know, he has some speaking lines in that one. So, as well as some of the other ones, but I couldn't get the footage that I wanted. This was probably the clearest that I was able to find. And so I know that there's going to be more out there, and I can't wait to see some of your films and hear about some of your films, Pat. So we'll be with Pat right after this.
talked about this, Ben. Yeah, you're clearly drinking and driving. Do you mind turning it off for me? Ben, look, you're my neighbor.
Boy,
I don't want to do this.
It's blurry out here.
It's blurry out here?
Blurry.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why.
I don't know, man. My glasses are all fogged up. So.
Ben, stop
Oh,
drinking.
no, it's just a little bit of water.
Yeah, a little bit of water.
This is water, man. This is not beer.
God. Ben,
I got my condition.
what condition is that?
Condition, I gotta have some water.
I understand we're neighbors, but you can't be drinking and driving like this.
I'm right out here, you know, having a good old time.
Ben, you're back.
Hey, Pat, that's a great video right there.
Hey, little dog. You can hear me all right.
How
all
are
right?
you doing today?
Oh, good, man.
Awesome. I'm glad to have you here, man. I'm glad that you've been doing good. I know that we met a while back,
Oh, yeah.
and you're always a real funny guy whenever I see you. You know, you're a jolly giant. You make me feel small though.
I think we met at Capernaum Studios.
Oh,
Over a
that's
year
right.
and
It
a
was
half ago,
Capernaum.
yeah, we were doing 47 days, or we did the Deaf movie or something like that.
Oh, yes. It was the Deaf Missions Jesus
Yep,
film.
yep.
movie. Okay, that's
I
where
did
we
about
met. I
3
thought
of
that
those.
it was
Conspiracy. Yep.
okay, that's right. I thought it was Baster East just because you remind me of like the prospector type too.
Yeah.
So, Pat, would you mind introducing yourself
Oh,
to
sure.
our viewers real quick, so that way they
Yep.
can kind of give us a little bit of your background, if you don't
All
mind.
right. Yeah, I'm Pat Wesson. I live in East Texas, which is Marshall, about 40 miles from Shreveport. Yeah, I grew up here a little bit, but my dad ran for mayor back in 1959. He came in about third place, and everybody ran him out of town. So we ended up in Dallas. So I started going to Dallas, and it was the days of all white. You got to remember, I'm 72, so I went through all the changes, you know, the civil rights. So about, I guess, 63, when, you know, Kennedy had assassination, Dad had a nervous breakdown, Mom raised us, something like that. We moved out to Richardson. So I started getting into a little bit, you know, that time I was like, had like a school play type of deal. We were singing, you know, Three Kings of Orient Rock, and had a audition for I don't know how many hundreds of people. Of all things, I got that. Singing. There was a time I could sing, but I hadn't done that except in choirs and that type of thing. So gradually, my dad was working for the railroad, so we went, you know, we traveled a little bit. He'd buy a house and fix it up and move. We did this kind of stuff when I was growing up. Then we end up in East Texas, back in Longview. So that's where I kind of got more involved with speech and drama, but I was kind of shy, so I didn't really spend a lot of time doing that.
Nice.
So
I'm sorry. I don't mean to
growing
interrupt
up.
you. Do you mind centering yourself a little bit more in the camera?
Yeah, you can see better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this blue screen, but I got this is cluttered, man. There's posters around here. It's a lot.
Oh
of
no,
junk.
you're good. I was just gonna see if we could scoot over a little bit.
Yeah. So, you know, I got out of high school, and basically I was doing like oil field work. And I did that for a while, for quite a few years.
The other way. I'm sorry. Let's get the opposite way.
No,
I'm trying to get you a little bit more centered. No, you're
that.
further out of the way. I need you in the center of the screen, if you don't mind.
It's a little different.
You're hiding. A little bit more.
To the right? Yeah.
There you go.
All right. It's
We're
kind of
good.
looking at yours. Yeah, I was kind of looking. So I was working, you know, doing oil field work. So I've been working since I was 12, did all kinds of stuff, you know, jobs and stuff. Well, I got into oil field work, worked in the refinery. Gosh, everything you can think of. Got older, I worked in the offshore in Alaska, I worked in New Jersey, I worked in Florida. And then I got tired of doing that. Then I started doing cable TV. So I did a lot of travel like that. I'd go all over, you know, Texas, and then the Midwest, and then the West Coast, the East Coast, as a contractor, sales, door-to-door sales, doing dish, and then cable, and later came internet, and later then home security. Well, about all between this time, I was also doing other things. About, when was it, 78, worked for Carson Barnes Circus and worked in promotion publicity. You got to remember, I had shorter hair, a little longer hair, no beard. I had brown hair.
I think I saw that video too.
I was in Texas, Oklahoma, and Nebraska. So I'd go to radio stations, some of the old TV stations, go to retail stores trying to set up the circus. Well, I got to doing, you know, partying so much, I didn't even worry about it. So 3 months of that, and I was out of there. And that was also at a time I did a little bit like working a TV station. I did that here in Shreveport. Well, I was working out what they would call the transmitter. And all you're doing is just shifting things over. And I just go out there and sleep all night. That's what I really did. 7 days a week, 7 months I did that. Then I went to Austin for a while and did that. Worked with Austin City Limits, where I got to do that when they first started up in the late 1970s. So, you know, Ray Charles and Willie and all these people. That's where I first got on set with Honeysuckle Rose.
Nice.
And you had Willie, you had Dion Cannon, you had Slim Pickens. He had the biggest gut I've ever seen of anybody. This guy was slim. He was a rodeo cowboy in Oklahoma. He'd worked with John Wayne and all the greats, Ben Johnson. And now you see this big guy with a gut, huge. But, you know, it was fun. We were doing like, it's like a concert. They're doing the concert as they're filming, you know, doing the shooting like that. And these are the old Panavision cameras back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
So all the beer and barbecue. It didn't matter. The beer was hot. You still drank it. You had a lot of good time. They paid us $35 because all that was, you get a newspaper ad, you look in the paper, hey, I go work on the movies. Oh, sure. Brother and I, we went down there, rode on a little bus. Went down, like this is the way it was in the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got me, you know, doing it, and I did another one at the same time, and it was more like another concert arena, but it was in his inside arena. So, you know, that was the first getting into it a little bit. And then later, when I was in Houston, it's about the same time, the late 70s, I got to, it was a deal where you audition, same thing, see in the paper, audition for a workshop to learn how to do acting with Gary Chasen. Gary Chasen's passed away, but he was a famous casting director for The Last Picture Show. So he was the one actually really trained Jeff Bridges back in his day. And you had, you know, all these different actors, and they had the scripts. So we actually had scripts, like a course. I think it was 6 weeks at that time, $150, 6 weeks, and you pay it out. Well, I had to pay it out. I didn't have all that extra money at the time. So I did, that was fun for a while. I did that. And then later just didn't do anything, you know, just kind of whatever job, you know, mainly back in the cable business, doing stuff like that, running around the country and stuff. It's only been the last 6 weeks, I'll take that back, 6, 7 years. I started getting back into it. They had a little class in Dallas. You want to be a producer, that type of thing. You want to be a writer. They had that in East Texas. A lot of background work. I worked in background from Dallas and Fort Worth and San Antonio and Austin and New Orleans and Baton Rouge and Shreveport. So I got to see all that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
And then you saw that little YouTube type of thing. That was a few years ago. It was a Navy vet, and he couldn't find anybody. So that was out in Terrell. We did that.
Oh, man, that was hilarious.
15 minutes. This is the most money you're going to make in 15 minutes, $200. So, yeah, I love that. So a lot of different things.
You did a great job.
In Shreveport, they had it was a couple of years ago. They had the thing called, it was animation. They'd moved from Los Angeles to Bossier City in Shreveport, and now they're in the mall, which is Trouble Muse Studios, and that's where that. Well, another thing you didn't see, but it's motion capture. Where when you're doing animation, they have to have people doing the movements. You don't see her face, it don't matter. So I did about 4 or 5 of those. Now you're talking about commercials. The funniest commercial I was thinking I did was in Austin. I was trying to find it. I can't find it. But it was a time when the COVID is going on. I had a hard time finding this place because my phone went down. It was in a residential neighborhood. So I'm going up and down the turnpike trying to find people where these people live at. Figured it out. I don't know how in the world, because I finally got my phone charge up, and they were starting to call Legacy because it was through Legacy in my casting pile. Did you make it? Oh, yeah, we finished that. Well, they had me in boxer shorts. So I had to go to a Walmart. Nobody sells boxer shorts, what they were looking for. Not shorts, but boxer shorts. So I had to get these, and that was the whole thing of seeing the people I was working with. They're not really actors. They were working for Chartered Cable. So it was a commercial with Chartered Cable. It was nuts. I had these boxer shorts and the shirt. That's my line. Says, we're out of toilet paper. That was it. For 15 minutes of fame for that. It was great. It was all over the cable systems in Charter Cable in Texas. I don't know anywhere else. I never did see it. Just saw what I did, and I couldn't find it. or I'd have put that on there because it was such a hilarious thing.
Nice.
They're eating pizza and all that, and that's how they paid his pizza and cash. And it took me about 16 pages just to fill out, just to go on the work. Just to sign up to get paid is crazy. And we did a church's chicken. We did this. It was crazy. I don't know if you know Matt Williams. And oh gosh, I can't think of the other night girl that was there. There's a few people I recognize. We had to drive out to Wichita Falls where they paid our gas when we got out there. It was one of the, I think it was Louis Pardita sent us out there. Yeah, something like that. Got out there, the wind's blowing like crazy. Where's holding? What's outdoors? That's where we meet, outdoors. And the wind's blowing. So they bring that was our water. They bring our water. And we were waiting for this little, it looks like the winter mobile, and it's actually the chicken mobile. It comes a bacon mobile. That's what it was. A commercial about they had that all a few years ago for churches. So they finally got there. And all we did, we got out on this country road, stand around, just eating the chicken and doing whatever like that. And that was your big commercial right there.
That is actually really cool.
Yeah, you saw the Moon Cool. Moon Cool is that e-bike, and that's last year. So
I did like those
at Bishop District, and we did in McKinney, running around like that. I hadn't seen the one inside where they got the Christmas theme. I saw it, but I hadn't seen it, where they're playing it out a lot.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Those little moon bikes, those are actually kind of cool. I was like, man, I kind of want one of those.
Yeah, I mean, it'll hold about 350 pounds, people like that. And they've got so many different models. Now the prices have dropped. Only, problem is if you try to get in China, they're all made in China. There is a few made in the USA. Price is going to jump, no doubt.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
That is really cool. Now, I saw that are you able to talk about it? Because I know that you were able to post about it. You have an upcoming role as well, too, or upcoming film.
What's that?
You have an upcoming film, I believe it is, right?
The one I can think of is pickleball. They did that back. Yeah, that was kind of funny. We did it back in last summer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the problem is they did it in Longview and around that area.
Yeah.
Some of the reshoots they were doing is in an airplane hangar. So they didn't get enough people. They, you know how it is, independent film sometimes. You can't get enough people to do that. Well, now they're doing it in Rockwall. There's 42 different, courts. Yeah. They may have up to 200 people. Roddy Hummel will do the casting on that. So they'll get a lot of people. It just depends what's necessary. Because I've been I'm playing a heckler before, and I had a scene, but then I got cut out, edited out. That happens.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to do the same scene or what. Yeah, that I'm not sure about.
Okay. So is that one going to be released soon, or are they still editing that one?
Oh, they're still doing reshoots. They're going to start the reshoot Monday.
Okay.
Monday to Friday. That's coming up. Yeah, with Jeff Hams, the director, and JD's producer. Ronnie Hams, the casting. Major Dodge will be in it. Glenn Morshower, you see him a lot of times in TV shows. He's out of Dallas. He'll be playing in that. They've added him in. Who else is in that? I don't know. That's your main Major Dodge. Willie Molina.
Do you think that they're doing casting through Actors Bay?
Say it again.
Bay? Do you think they're doing casting through Actor Bay? I know that Ronnie likes to put a lot of the castings on there.
No, I don't. Not for pickleball because they've already. These are just reshoots. Is all they're doing.
Oh, okay. So they're gonna invite everybody that
mainly for a lot of extras. They use a lot of Hispanic extras, and I don't know why, but all types. Are you Hispanic? 4x4. I love that you came across the rivers. Oh, you Mexican, Hispanic.
Hey, I crossed the river. I crossed the Red River. Okay.
Well, yeah, I played a lot of things. The Blind. Now, you remember the movie The Blind? We even got our trailer. It was a union job, but they paid the extras and the feature extras, lower income, but you got your credit. And I said, what? Well, we got a trailer. They brought the trailers from Burbank all the way out to Shreveport. So there was four of us. We're the rednecks in The Blind. Mm-hmm. So you see us walking in and out of the bar right there with the actors and all that. And the actors are English actors playing people that are from Louisiana. So they had wigs on. That is unbelievable behind the scenes. It was fun, working with the people there. The Robertsons. That's all the Robertsons there.
Yeah. So you told us about how, in your history about how you got started in acting. Was it more of how was it different finding acting jobs back when you started versus now?
Oh gosh, you didn't have you didn't have Facebook, you didn't have the social media. Everything was
Mhm.
either word of mouth, newspaper. It was hard, man. Stuff like that. So I didn't do so much in the '70s. You read about it. I've gone to some of those workshops. It's like what you call as a cattle call. You get
Mhm.
in hundreds, some of them thousands. I saw one in Houston like that. It's one of the owners of Weed Eater was making a movie in Houston. I have no idea what the movie was. I just thought I'd just show up and see what happened. I didn't care. I run across somebody who was playing with the Allman Brothers. I said, oh yeah, what's up, man? Jeez. All types of people. I mean, I could care less about the movie. I just went there because you know how it is. You go networking. Well, that's more important than this.
Yeah, that's
There was a
true.
movie
There's
we did in Mobile, and at that time I was working a cable contractor. You wouldn't believe it. I got hired on as a cop. You wouldn't think I was a cop. But when you change the look, darker hair, a little bit longer, and had it behind the ears, had a perfect cop outfit, wardrobe did that, and they had me just sitting there. Yeah, I'm right now. Oh, you found it. Okay, that's the wife. She misplaced the driver's license. She found it.
No, I
A little
understand.
short memory there. That's all right. I'm on the Zoom here.
Actually, we're live.
Oh yeah, depends how many
Yeah, we're
people.
live right now. We're live on Facebook
Millions.
and YouTube.
Yeah.
And so, as people, if there's anybody who has questions or comments, I always encourage them to put into the chat. And if it's
Oh yeah, I got to
as
tell
long
them a
as
lot of
it's
stuff.
it's clean, I'll post it up on this on the screen.
Yeah, because lately I've been in audition for commercials. Heck, they were like healthcare and a Christmas thing. I
Mhm.
never heard about the Christmas thing
Oh,
because there were
I
a few of
saw
them, Matt and
I saw the
Red
healthcare
Mitchell.
one.
They were all checking it out, but never heard from them. Yeah,
Mm.
but I did a
I
great
got you.
Zoom on the healthcare, but I hadn't heard anything about that because they're also looking for Hispanic people or look Hispanic. That's
Yeah,
the way it is. Just because doesn't mean you have to be Hispanic, have a darker complexion
yeah.
because they want diversity.
I didn't meet the age requirements.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could. I don't know. Some of them were younger. You never know, man. It's crazy. I'll tell you. Because now
Yeah,
I'm getting to that situation where 60, 70 and above at Actor Bay. I do it that way like that.
nice. Yeah,
I have
I
one a workshop I have to do with Michael Druck. I'm going to do on Sunday. That's one I have to pay for, but it'll be worth it because he casts for the Dallas, Austin, and Los Angeles area.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
And they
putting
had
these resources on the screen as we go along, as
oh
we
yeah,
mention them, because I want people to be able to look them up.
sure,
Because the show is also for people who are interested in getting into acting, and
sure.
so we want to make sure that we're a resource as well. Okay,
All right.
and
I don't
so
know if
now the other one
anybody's
that you
in
said,
the Shreveport area or anywhere in the East Texas. I don't know. Most of them are out all around the area. But there's one with what's her name? Dawn Landrum, and she's been casting for 20. You know who I'm talking about?
I
I know
haven't.
Ronnie knows her. She casts for mostly Atlanta, New Orleans, sometimes Los Angeles. She's from California, but she lives in Shreveport. Once a month, they have a mixer type of thing, and they do improv. I did this last one. It was crazy. They throw the ball around this thing, and then you do lines. I did this last time because it's St. Patrick's Day. I was doing, with Irish accent
Yeah, that is cool.
with another girl. I said, still had the script. They give you a script that same day, and you look at it. I have 20 some people, but there's some good actors in there. But they do that once a month, and her daughter does headshots,
Oh,
and she
okay,
was an actress, yeah.
that's pretty cool.
But
You know,
they do quite a bit of casting, mostly in Atlanta.
oh, okay. Oh, that'd be really cool. I try to, network with a lot of people as well too.
Oh
I
yeah,
like to bring exposure to different uh areas of the industry. I don't only want to do actors or musicians or anything. I love having them on and supporting them. But there's writers, there's PAs, there's SFX people. And
sure.
so everybody kind of goes in either. They want to be involved in the industry. However, they don't know if they fit as an actor. Or maybe they don't know they have talents that, hey, you're very artistic, do SFX, have fun.
That's right. Right now,
And
Shreveport's got a lot of that. Yeah, animation stuff, SFX, what you're talking about.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now I know that in some of our chats, you've done a Santa movie as well too, or a Christmas
Oh
type
yeah,
movie,
Go
right?
Field Santa. We did that about a couple of years ago, and that
Man,
was fun here in Longview.
and then you've been in some music videos as well.
Oh yeah, that one I did. Gosh, what was that? Matt Simmons got me in that. What the heck? Jazz Sinclair. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's from the Dallas area. She lives in Los Angeles, but she's on the Amazon, and she's the lead character there.
Oh,
It's
nice.
a crazy one. It gets a little nuts, and I'm in there in the beginning. I'm playing Larry. I'm inside. They have me drinking something. Have me chasing the car and all that. Oh, it was fun that day.
No, as
Wasn't
an
what I
actor,
thought it was going to be, but if whatever. You never know.
yeah. As an actor who's been in the industry for a very long time, what are some of the challenges that you could tell people to expect will happen? That may be unavoidable. That everybody has, anything that you might give a little heads up to them, so that way they don't lose encouragement as they're starting their careers.
Well, you got to train. You definitely got to be, train what you're doing, learn what you're doing. But first thing to do, if you had no experience, background's the best way. Get on the set, learn what to do, learn where the cameras are doing, learn where all the actors, what they're doing. It's the best way to learn anything to start off.
Mm-hmm.
You can go all the schools, like they tell you, the major actors will tell you. It's going to change when you get on set. It ain't going to be what you see in school. Now, unless you just want to be a film director or something like that, it's a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Workshops, YouTube, you get a lot of information on YouTube. You'd be amazed now.
Yeah, actually, I've done some of my training on off of YouTube as well.
Oh, yeah. I saw today with the SAG YouTube, and it was talking about, when you get scripts, you always say you got to read off book, you got to memorize. Well, you don't necessarily. If it's a union job like that, you can use a script. You can, read off, but don't just read it, but, look down, back and forth. For the first time, you're allowed to do that. I didn't know that. That's a SAG rule.
Nice. Okay.
I don't know how that applied to independent films, but if it's a union job, you can do that.
Oh, that is pretty cool, man.
Oh yeah, and I saw that today on YouTube. It's got a regular thing. You subscribe. She's the vice president of the SAG in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yep.
I have to check that out.
Because we are a right to work state from Texas to Florida, so it's a whole different rules. A lot of it.
Now, I know that you mentioned that you have the Michael Drunk class coming up, or workshop.
Yep, I did the Zoom for him for the healthcare, and he said, "Man, you do great."
Nice.
But I didn't hear any more after that. I hear that all the time. I heard one more. What was it for? U.S. Seller, and it was actually going to be filmed in L.A., but he zoomed me from New York. So we did it from New York. Oh, you did great. He always hear that. You did great. Well, can you do some of that beard? Well, I can roll it up. If that beard wasn't there, I think I could, But, if I wasn't playing Santa, and I've done that for 3 years, going on the 4th year, I'd probably get a lot more stuff. It would make a difference.
Do the Static X thing, just spikes.
Yeah. Yeah, because look, it's like a lady I talked to, a manager in L.A. says, "Well, your hair is fine. The beard, you got to shorten that beard." She just tell me, I may have to. I don't know if I want to do more.
Oh, I understand, and I did see whenever you were a bit different hairstyle and everything too, from the court one that you sent me.
Yeah, about 5 years ago, it was pretty short.
Yeah, I would say, and you did look like a detective type too.
That is like a character, I tell you, man. But well, you can always put wigs on, but I kind of like the hair. When I was younger, back in the 70s, I did have longer hair.
Nice.
But I couldn't grow a beard. Well, that changed.
I have the long hair. I have a hard time growing facial hair.
Yep.
I mean, it grows, but it's like kind of wiry,
Yep.
It doesn't grow in full, and so it just looks funny.
I got some books. These are really good. That's another class. Actor class is one of the best. If you ever get a chance, and you can do it on Zoom. And that's Kirk Waller of The Chosen. I think Matt Simmons. There's a few people in Dallas taking them now.
Actually, yeah, you are probably the 4th person that's brought up, and I think you've shared me a link before.
Yeah.
Is that you?
This is a good book. Yeah. This is the one he told me about. This is who he studied under.
Okay.
Stanford Meisner. This is all for Amazon. And that's what they do. They teach repetition. So whatever you're saying, you repeat what he's doing, back and forth, back and forth.
Nice.
They don't do method acting. It's a repetition type of thing.
I gotcha. Yeah, I had I've been doing some acting classes. I can't remember the name of the organization.
Here's another one here.
Oh,
The inner
okay.
game of tennis. And it's not playing tennis. It's the mental side of, the emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you can, breathe and this and type of thing. That's another thing he teaches is breathing.
Mm.
Yeah. I hadn't read all this book, but it's this, but it's a little more advanced, the power of the actor.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
Mark Craig and Denton, he teaches that in Dallas area.
Okay.
I auditioned one time with him, but yeah, and Ruben Martinez, he does that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I know who Ruben Martinez is. He's a really cool guy.
I found this out. Benjamin Dane, a lot of faith-based. He's an actor based in Dallas, but yeah.
Okay.
I picked that up one time. The secrets of an actor.
Nice. There is a push to try to have Texas actors rise up to the level of, the other markets as well. And so I know that there are some things that, we got to change, some habits that we got to change up as well as some classes.
Oh, sure. You got to
so that's
train.
why I'm always trying to do a lot more training.
Yeah. They do a lot of training.
And then now, have you ever gone to like a actual acting school or course or?
Well, not actually physically. The most I ever did was probably with Kirk. I spent 6 months with him.
Nice.
2.5 years I've been doing. They had the monthly thing, and I was just watching the replay.
Mhm.
There's some people from Dallas who were there, and John and Antoinette Place. That's the first time a couple times they've been on there.
Oh,
But I've
they're
heard from
really
that
cool
by the
people.
monthly. I've seen all kinds. Talk to them. Actors on there. I've seen directors, producers, from The Chosen and other people, the Irwin brothers, some famous, directors and producers. Brent McCorkle, he's been on there. I
Nice.
can't even believe. Hard to tell you which ones. There's so many of them. But see, that's only $15 a month just to watch that, and then you can ask questions. They give you time to, and then you want to talk to Kirk, you got time for that. But if you take the classes 1-on-1, 2-on-1, you're paying a little money then, of course. That's a little bit different.
Nope, that's understandable.
I did it for 6 months. After a while, it just costs.
Nice.
Well, he was great for a teacher. He's probably one of the better teachers because this guy's worked with Clint Eastwood. He's a stand-in for Nick Nolte. I mean, everybody and anybody you can think of. But he started his background in Seattle. He'll tell you his story. 30-some years. I've seen when he's a Western, had long hair. That's funny when I've seen that. Because I worked with him 1-on-1. We just start laughing. He can be serious, cracking up laughing, doing that repetition. That's the idea. You get going, you get in the mood.
Yeah.
He's fun to work with.
Yeah.
Because there was 4 of us when we were doing it, and then it got down to 3 and 2.
Okay. Nice.
That's probably the longest class. I've taken a month here, a month there, that type of thing. Never did go to college type. I could have got a degree if I wanted to. Instead, I worked in the oil companies like that. Yeah, I could have done the RTF, like acadocious, but that's just basics, really. You get out there, go a couple years. I've gone to a lot of what do you call them? Film festivals here in East Texas. They have one. It's been going 6-7 years. I've gone that for 4 years. Judge for a couple of years, and that's nice. You get to see all the films, what they're going to have there, and they let you go there and attend it, and you get your free drinks and your food. And that's a fine little thing. Done that a couple of years.
Nice.
So you see a lot of that, but that's all independent. There's a big thing they got in Shreveport. It's the biggest in the country for short films. They have a $50,000 prize. You'll see a lot of the independents that go there, and they give you so much money there in that town. They come from LA, everywhere. They have people come from over the seas, and they compete. Who has the best, short film and production and director and actor and all that. Yeah, everybody's over there doing that. And now they got high school kids doing it, and college kids, and yeah.
Now, whenever I see you, you usually have a pretty good idea of some of the stuff that's going on around us as well too.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're talking about the film festivals. How are there any groups that you follow that you might be able to recommend people to follow so that way they can keep up with updates as well? Because I wanted to go to the opening of the South, was it South Ballroom, the studio down in Dallas,
Oh yeah, I remember I was invited to that
and
thing. I didn't make it. Yeah.
but I didn't find out about it until the day of,
Yeah.
and so it's just
The
I've
best
been
one
been
is Texas Film Commission. They list every kind of film festival there is in the state,
okay.
and they'll list the jobs. Anybody that's got incentives.
Is there a website or is it a
Yeah,
Facebook
Texas Film
or
Commission,
okay?
and that's what Ronnie told me when I first was talking to her when I first met her over 6-7 years ago. Billy Dog, not Billy Dog, Billy the Kid Film Festival down there in Hico or Hico. Boy, that's a very nice one. I went there one time, and that's a that's a fun place. Little town like that.
Yeah.
One I usually
Have you
go
been
around
to
this way is
the?
real East Texas. And the town has
Yeah.
only got 15,000, but at one time they had more millionaires there than anywhere in the country back in the 1930s.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Uh, so you did the oil field for so long. Did you happen to do any of the roughneck stuff with land?
No, we worked on the Grumpy, Glen Morshire.
Yeah.
You're about to freeze there. Your screen is about
Oh,
to
I'm
freeze.
sorry. Can you see me now?
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's raining there or something. That's what it looks like. Yeah, your screen is freezing.
Yeah, I'm in. I have Spectrum.
That's a problem. I worked for them
Yeah.
one time as a contract. No, I worked for them in-house over there in Garland and on that east side, way back 2017. I was over there.
How's my screen now? Am I okay or am I
It's
still
still kind of
glitching?
freezing. It's kind of blurry. I can see you, but you're blurry.
All right. Well, I'll turn off the Wi-Fi. It's gonna kick me out for a second. Be right back in. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Give
That
me
happens.
1 second.
Oh yeah.
All right. How am I
All
now?
right, there you are.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey.
hey, comprende.
Yeah, I just had to like I said, it kicked me out for a second and then put me
Yeah,
back in. It's gonna
it
take a
happened.
little while to download this whole thing, but I'll get it off of Facebook and edit it from there to put it on Spotify. I've been doing I have another person that I have helping me now, and he's gonna help with editing some of my videos. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hey, I have a question. You saw how the
Okay.
old name tags were. What do you think about the new name tags?
Yeah, I like that. It's in red.
Yeah, it's very noticeable. It's there so that way people can find you. You know, because is your page set up to be able to receive followers as well on your Facebook or
Yeah.
I know
Oh
Instagram
yeah.
using it. So
I got a
okay.
couple thousand on Facebook.
Oh, nice. Okay. So yeah, they can you know, the only reason why I asked is so that way people can follow you as well. Yeah, I think
Oh
my
sure.
Wi-Fi is having a little issue because now my computer says that it has low signal. It's Spectrum.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my laptop is only able to do what I can do with the internet. So until I get, cellular signal with it, it's gonna be like that. So
Yeah, I got T-Mobile, and now they're bringing another fiber company in here, which is crazy. This town, we already have AT&T. We have a whatever called Sparklet, East Texas Co-op. We must have 4 or 5 companies. That's crazy for a town that's 25,000.
yeah,
That
that's
is
pretty
nuts.
amazing. Uh let's see. Do you have any upcoming projects that you're gonna be working on or that you're expected to work on?
Right now, just some of the commercials. You know, I'm auditioning for. I just look and pick places here. Nothing. The only thing I can think of right now is pickleball.
Okay, nice.
If I want to
Yeah,
do
I
it,
can't wait to see that
I'm
now.
getting more
Whenever
involved
it
with
does
it.
get close to coming out, go ahead and send it to me, and I'll make sure that we put it out on the social medias as well, so that way people can check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Are you in the hunt or searching for like an agent at the moment, or do you have an agent
Oh
or
yeah,
manager?
oh yeah, man. Also going to upgrade some more headshots. I did one last year, but I want to get more looks.
Hmm.
So I'm going to be doing that pretty soon.
I
I'll
heard
probably
that
take
with
some
the
more classes
headshots, you
in
gotta.
Shreveport. They have some over there because it's a little ways to go to Dallas.
No, I understand.
I know there's some good places there in Dallas to go.
Hmm.
Yeah, for classes.
Um, have you been to very many over here in Dallas area, or do you just mostly try to go out that way?
On Zoom. I did a lot of them on Zoom. I did them in L.A. I did them in New York, in Dallas. I think I auditioned one time, Glenn Morshire, one of his classes, but he wasn't there. One of his,
Okay.
and that was during COVID time. What's her name? Catherine Hart. I think that's her name. She is the sister of Morgan Fairchild. Now she has
Okay.
another class on YouTube, and you can see it. You can do it online. I don't know if she does online, but she did it. In her studio or over there.
Okay.
And you see
Perfect.
Nancy Chartier's studio. They got that. There's quite a few of them in Dallas, but it's just a distance go back and forth.
Okay. Not
You
bad.
got one in
Uh,
Oklahoma. I still see them on email all the time. Chris Fryhofer.
oh yeah, I've seen a lot of his stuff too.
Yeah, he's always,
Um,
but you try to submit something up there, they hire, just like they do in Texas. Got to hire Oklahoma people first. I mean, I did,
yeah.
remember we had the American Underdog? They
Yeah.
made, about Kurt Warner. I was there for 4 days there in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium as a reporter and all that. The
Oh
crazy
yeah.
hair. It wasn't quite like this, but yeah. Getting run
That's
over
pretty
in the
cool.
field, having that big ass camera on you, playing the cameraman. We're on the field. They had us running up and down that thing. I mean, you earned your money that day. 4 days. We only got like 15, 20 minutes to eat. They didn't give us any time, and they didn't even pay you for COVID hardly.
Oh
Back
damn.
then, yeah, back then in Oklahoma, all they were doing was writing on a piece of paper. They didn't know how to do it. That was
Dang.
back then. That's before they started
Yeah.
doing the smartphone type of deal.
Technology
Oh
is
yeah,
very helpful nowadays, right?
yeah.
So, uh, no, we are coming close to the end of this segment right here. Do you have any last bit of advice that you give somebody who's again looking to get into it?
You're gonna have rejection if you just want to start doing it. Just go to start doing background, that kind of thing first. Go to the sets. But if you want to get further than that, there's classes and workshops all over. Depends where you live at, really.
Hmm.
You know how that goes. In Dallas, Fort Worth, there's quite a few places to go.
Yeah, there's the Fort Worth
There's good and
Acting
bad.
Studio. Yeah, there are a couple of places that you got to watch out for, like Casablanca, and
Okay.
now there's another one that you got to watch out for. It's I think it's XXI Century Talent. They almost
What
got
was
Amy,
that
you know.
21st century? I got something sent by 21st century. So do it. I wonder if that's a scam or
Yeah,
what.
it is. They're like Casablanca.
All right.
I had actually
Yeah, they
talked
ask when you
to.
want to audition for 5 minutes. Anytime you get sent things, you didn't,
Yeah,
wherever. I had one more
I
time.
talked
You
to
talk about
Ronnie about
scam.
them, and she was like, "Yeah, don't do that. They're not legitimate."
Oh, I had one sent from me a few years ago from Paris, France. I mean, it sounded serious. We like this. Well, when they started paying, what was it? We're going to pay you $30,000, $40,000. Well, about an audition, something's up.
Yeah.
And what we need is your social security and we need your driver's license. And he sent his. Oh, gosh. Can you get here? But we can't get you back. I mean, it's just weird.
That
Yeah.
is weird.
Oh, I will. Yeah. I looked at it first. It looked really, oh, man, this looks good. But then you think there's so many scams out there.
Yeah. I always got to be careful because there's a lot of people willing to take your money.
We did that one time. I was out there in LA, Anaheim. I lived out there for a while, and same thing. I was doing cable. I went out there for a different reason. So we saw a newspaper ad, and everybody's out there. We had extras and people want to be an agent because they had the deal on there. This a big ad. Well, see, they don't even license some of those people.
Yeah.
So this lady, the first day, there was hundreds of people. Next day, there was nobody. I was just up there by myself. I went up there. Oh, I want to
That's
be an
crazy.
agent.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
Pat.
I'm gonna
Well,
get
I
on the
really
phone, stuff
appreciate you.
like that. I figured this out, man. This lady's a scam. And then a guy called me, hey, how are you doing down there? We're all down here. You want to come over here and party? And this was
I
back in
get
1990, 91 or so, like that. Crazy. It was just a big
Yeah,
scam, man.
yeah, definitely something that people got to watch out for. A bunch of scams out there. A lot of
Oh
people
yeah,
want to steal your money from you. So always stick to legit companies. That's one tip that I got from Ronnie is to always make
exactly.
sure that it's legit and stick to people who are legit. So that's why I asked Ronnie because she's been in the industry for a very
Oh
long
sure.
time. Is people who are respectable and who aren't. That's why I follow her page and I support her page
Exactly.
too with Ronnie Hummel Productions. So.
Yep. Never pay any
Uh,
money up front ever.
Exactly. And agents, they don't take
Now workshops,
they,
classes, headshots, that's a whole different deal.
yeah, for sure. And agents, they get a piece whenever they make you money.
Right.
If they're trying
It's
to take
like a
your
band.
money, that's
Yeah.
how they make their money is by taking other people's money. So don't trust them.
Right. It's just like you play in a band. That's another thing I did one time. Book a band. I bought a booking business for whatever it was,
Mhm.
$1,000. End up merging with this other company. Did it for a while, but you know, until they play, you don't get paid. That's the
Yeah.
way it works. It's fun just to hang around, go in the night bars and nightclubs, but that's all it
Hmm.
was.
I got you. All right. Well, Pat, I really appreciate you coming on today's show, man. It's always great to catch up with you. I'm gonna have to figure out some time to come out and hang out with you guys again.
Sure.
All right. We enjoyed having you here. I know that you did the Jerusalem theme not too long ago for the live event. That was pretty cool. And so, it's really cool. I want to see you go far. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And so I wish you all the best, and I wish you luck on your hunt for your agent. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen some of them. I just kind of whatever, and they're you know how it is. It's got to be the right fit. My age now,
Yeah.
72. But I was reading about they either like a lot of kids or they like a lot of seniors. But they're
Mhm.
like everything else, they're picky. In between, I can't be a 40, 50-year old. Not a little
Yeah.
makeup, maybe. I got hair. Those days are over,
It's
man.
possible. Anything is possible nowadays.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Billy, I may be.
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what happened with it. It kind
That's
of
right,
glitched a
man.
little bit. But anyways, man, I really appreciate your time.
Sure, man.
Whenever
Enjoyed
I
it.
get things going as far as the live portion where I can have people come in and sit down a bit more, like an actual studio. Uh, I plan on doing that because, like I said, I want to do a late night type style to where at the end of the episode we have live music and everything. I think that would be really cool.
Sure.
I think that'd be cool to have different segments. Probably start maybe start a section where we do a little monologues, just have guests prepare monologues so that way they can have the stage to themselves and showcase a little bit of their talents. These are different ideas that I'm coming up with, but to kind of prepare you for next time we get you on, maybe we'll have you do a monologue. Okay.
We'll always do Santa.
Oh, go ahead, you're more than welcome to say it real quick.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second and go.
All right. Stop the camera.
Oh, I was ready for you to start. Pat.
Should I stay on or stay off?
Uh, Actually, it's gonna be time for Lion now, so we'll get you doing Santa a little bit later on. Okay.
So we might just get off then, huh?
Yes, sir. I appreciate your time. Okay.
All right. Let me exit here.
All right. I'll be expecting my call for next time we have you on as a guest. Okay.
All right.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right. That was Pat Wesson. Pat, we really appreciate you coming on as a guest. Uh, I removed myself from camera. I was trying to get you to do your Santa, but we'll get it next time. All right. So everybody paying attention. So now that we've come to the main section of the show, I do want to go over my plans for giveaways. We are at 11 subscribers on YouTube, and we are growing. I'm trying to grow it to the growth that we had for a lot of the other ones. So At 25, I do plan on giving away beaded hats. I'm actually thinking that we'll do a drawing for two. Because obviously I'm pretty sure most dads aren't going to pick that one right there, right? And then we have the Cowboys one, which the Cowboys are kind of struggling right now, but it's going to get better. That's at 50. This is yeah, 50 subscribers, 25 subscribers. We'll have another one at 50 and then another one at 100. Cool, right? So the first one, we're going to have two drawings. Second one, we're going to be doing at 50 and 100 subscribers on the YouTube page. So head over to YouTube, subscribe, like, notifications, all that good stuff, and support the channel that way. That's actually how we're trying to do a main part of the growth. So I appreciate everybody. Now, I did get everything that I wanted to put up. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to go to Lion. This is going to be one of the, where I'm going to be appearing at this weekend. And this is the Health and Wellness Expo in Grapevine. Take down the information, come out, say hi, and I will say hi back. Okay. Here's another one. So I stand with the American Indian Native Studies. Tell the Texas School Board of Education to also stand with the Native American communities. This is actually very important. So, who you're going to contact. These are the people you're going to contact. The Texas School Board of Education will consider American Indian Native Studies course for renewal on April 10th and 11th. And the course is not renewed by April. It could be placed on sunset list, allowed to expire. We cannot allow that to happen. We need Texas School Board of Education to renew the course this April. So please call the following school boards of education members by April 10th. Take a screenshot of the numbers, give them a call, and this is what you are going to tell them. Hello, my name is Little Dog. I live in Fort Worth. I am very glad, fill in your information. I'm very glad that the American Indian Native Studies Innovation course is up for renewal. Texas students, parents, and Native communities members are counting on your support. Thank you. Now you can also send it right there, screenshot it, send it in and show your support because this is actually very important. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to be moving on to my second guest. We have Lion Aurah over here with us. I met him through DoobieB with the Dallas Film Hub, actually, and it's actually been a pretty cool time. He's actually a really, really cool guy. He's a martial artist, he's an actor, he's a model. Let's learn more about him right after this little short that he was in, okay? I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm going to play about a minute into it. You're going to have to go to the YouTube channel and watch the rest if you want to see how it is. All right, so I'm going to play a minute of this. That was not the right one. What the heck? Okay. I'm sorry about that. That was not the right video. Where did it go? Okay. Something's going on. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but something is going on here. All right. We're going to have to keep going along with it. Now, I apologize for that. It is titled Bike Life, and it looks like the video that's supposed to be playing, but whenever I hit play, it was not. So everyone, please welcome Lion. Hey, Lion.
Hey, how you doing today, Little Dog? What you know good?
I'm doing all right, man. It's been kind of a weird day. All my media assets got all mixed up and moved around. I was gonna play Bike Life for everybody, about a minute of it, because I thought that was hilarious. I love that video.
Yeah, that's the one that started all the Film Hort Friday skits and short films, man. That was the one. Yes, sir.
That was awesome. I was watching it and I thought something was gonna, I thought the ending was gonna be different, and then he just
Yeah.
kind of rolled by it. I was like, oh, because I thought I was gonna see some special effects there.
Actually, in the beginning, it was supposed to be that. It literally, I was
Yeah.
supposed to hit him with a Kamehameha, and then I said that wrong, Kamehameha. And long story short, Doobie, when he rolled by, he said, "Man, that's much more funnier." He left it like that. That was like, well, it worked. So, but originally, it was supposed to be special effects added.
That's cool. Yeah, because I was watching it and then it threw me off. I started laughing and I kept watching it over and over a couple of more times.
Yeah, yeah, that was one of my favorites, brother. And the one
Oh,
that
that
you're
is
in
awesome.
coming up next up too. That the one we
Okay.
had the fight scene in.
Ah,
That
okay. Is
one
that
out,
one?
man. That one's beautiful.
All right, that was really really fun too.
Yes.
And I was actually surprised at how that was actually able to be put together on the spot too, because I was like, man, improving a fight scene.
Yes. But that's how we did in Diamond Texture too. Those scenes, no matter how professional they look, we improv those. Well, we still worked on to make sure that we were all, in the right locations and safety things
Yeah,
because there was holes in the floor. But yeah, man, we put those together rather quickly and they came out professionally done.
that is awesome. And now I did see you in Diamond Texture, and that was a really awesome movie. Actually, that was a lot of action. You had some fight scenes in there. You had some great lights too. Man, that was really cool. You look real clean with that sword.
I wanted to be able to use my sword, but I couldn't. But because it was actually a real sword, so like it wasn't a prop. So I had to accidentally lose it so I wouldn't hurt anyone.
That makes sense.
Yes, sir.
And then there was that one line later on. Where was that go when we needed it earlier?
What was what we needed earlier? Yeah, that was funny.
That was
That
really
was funny.
good. And not only that, I mean, I got to work with, after meeting Doobie and getting to work with him for a little bit, he's actually a very talented guy, and you're a very talented guy yourself as well. I mean, all the martial arts that you're able to showcase, and some of the moves that you were doing, and you were able to do it over and over again. I gotta be honest, I haven't done martial arts in a while, so that's why I've been saying I need to work out at it. Man, those different parts of my legs, I was like, man, I know that those are my kicking muscles because those are sore from doing those kicks over and over and over again.
Yes. Yeah. Don't worry. We limp every time after those shows. When we do it with Doobie and he says, do the kick again. One more time from this angle. One more time from that angle. Man, you gotta limp. Yeah, you gotta be well stretched. For
I
real.
remember I was like, man, after I was practicing for a bit, I was like, you know what? I need to stretch some more.
Don't worry, you're
That's
not
why I
the
was
only one, brother.
stretching.
Me too.
That's why I was stretching all the way up until our scene. I was like, I was over there at the table. I kept stretching more. I was like,
Yeah.
man, I can't believe how out of shape I've gotten. But
Nah.
it was refreshing to do a fight scene like that, and I'm excited to see it. And of course, your acting is always awesome. You did. I think you did a very great job in that as well.
Thank you, brother. I think we killed that. When that comes out in 2 more weeks, when that comes out, man, I think that's gonna take over, bro. That's going viral. That's going.
Oh yeah,
And I think
it's
he should enter that one in the film festival. If he
uh,
does, we gon' that's gonna rake.
yeah. Watching watching him how he does his films and everything,
Yeah.
and he had that little cart. Man, I
Yeah.
was like, that is so awesome, to see
Yeah.
that he incorporates that into his films as well, because there's so many of them where they just start walking backwards and you can tell with the camera, but
Yeah.
he was in the cart and he's going backwards like that. I mean, it was so much similar to how they do it on like big studios, except they have the big fancy equipment, but he still has that element in his films, which is really awesome.
Yeah, he cares about quality and then we might rig some stuff up, but we gonna make it work. And by the time it gets to the viewer, it's gonna be what it is. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And
Yeah.
so, but anyways, that's all good and well, but we're here to talk about you.
Yes, sir.
Now, what all do you do in the industry? Because I know that you do modeling, you do acting, you're a martial artist. That's something that you incorporate into your acting. What all do you do?
Okay. Well, like you said, I'm an actor as well as doing my own stunts and and some of my own choreography in that. Sometimes I have like even dance choreography in some of the movies as well. Also a model, um, and I've done some swimsuit type stuff in there, here and there, competition type stuff. And then we go from that to I do poetry. I actually do poetry when I model as well. Sometimes I model and I'm also the halftime show, so to speak, or the intermission show. And so I do what's called spoken word lap dances or just erotic poetry, depending on what's needed. And especially when Valentine's Day came up, I did about 5 different fashion shows, all with my lap dance poetry, and I walked for the show as well. And then also in the industry, I'm also an inventor. So I have like inventions in pool and in billiards and things like that. And so, and then of course the martial arts I used to fight. I'm ex martial artist now, but that's how I get all my action stunts and stuff like that in. And then a creative, and I also do a little fitness. I don't know if I want to do a channel yet, but I might need to.
Nice, man.
So,
Yeah, and you're in a great shape, and I'm trying to get to that level too, just because I still got a ways to go. It's the stubborn few that I have left.
yeah. Hey man, that's all I say, man. We need all shapes because martial artists, man. I've seen some martial artists that are big, that are whoop. We need the big bodyguard type, like how you threw me in that door. It wouldn't have made sense if you were smaller, bro. But when
That's
you pick me
true.
up in the air, saying boom, it's like, yeah, that's gold, bro. Film gold.
Man, that was fun, and I remember when we were practicing that, we had to put some people behind it.
We knocked down that door.
Yeah.
Because everybody was like this. Like, dang, they hit that door hard to the mouth. That was
Man, it was
fun,
really
bro.
fun. It was
That
really
was
fun.
fun.
Now, what are some of the shows that you? I know that you said during, as you say, Christmas time, right?
Oh no, Valentine. You mean
Valentine's Day.
Valentine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the modeling. Have you done any of the other ones? Did you just do Texas, or have you traveled other places as well for modeling?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I've been to New York. We was in the New York. Well, I say we. I was in the New York Fashion Week. I went for Black Barbie. I was one of the first male models they ever had, and so I got the chance to go up there and represent their male three-piece suit model line that they had going on. That bad boy was nice. And while I was up there, I got hired by four more designers, so I ended up really doing the walk. And we was downtown Manhattan in Times Square, and we was doing the parade. So during the whole parade, we was there from about 9 to 5 p.m. and just walking, man. And that was beautiful. And I've also walked in Florida as well. When Orlando started doing the fashion week, that I think they started last year, I was one of the first ones that came in there. They had a swimsuit competition. I did pretty good in that. I won best hair. and, and
Nice.
then I did and then I did their actual fashion week as well. And then this year I plan on going to Milan, Italy, in
Okay.
the fall, and I'm doing their fashion week in Milan. So if all goes well,
Nice.
that is. But yes,
Man, that is awesome. Congrats on that.
thank
That
you.
that is really big. I know that those are some really big fashion shows. So,
I'm
uh,
excited, bro.
it's and you're doing one thing that that's always recommended on the show, which is networking. You went over there to the New York Fashion. You networked. You got hired by more fashion people. Sorry, something just fell.
Oh,
But that is really awesome. To see that again, that networking is such a big part of the industry, no matter what side you're in, modeling or acting as well.
yes, yes. Oh, that's huge, bro. You can't go in. It's literally who you know. I think in marketing they say people usually buy from the people that they know, people that
Hmm.
they trust. It's who comes to you. So in modeling, acting, it's like people people will hire Samuel Jackson before they hire Mr. No Shoes over here. And but believe it or not, Samuel Jackson he won't be sitting at the house waiting on a call. He'll be out there hustling too and still networking and still networking. So you're never too big to network.
For sure, and that's exactly how I see it too. Is that uh, it helps the career. Why not do something that's going to help your career? Because you know if you're willing to go out and put your energy towards something else that doesn't really matter, why can't you go out and do something that's actually going to change your life?
Yes. Totally agree.
And
I
so,
mean,
yeah.
oh no, go ahead. No, 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 go.
Oh no, I was listening to you.
I know I was 100% agreeing with you, brother. If you got There's so many parts to every human being. And if you only work on the parts that have something to do with your money, you miss out on your dreams and the things that fulfill you and the things that will benefit others that you leave behind.
Hmm.
That's all.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
And that's very true. That's something that we teach over and over again. Now, I know that you do the Film Hub Fridays with Doobie every Friday, and actually we met through Doobie. I think it was for the music video, wasn't it, or the little short film that
Yes.
he's making to
No, that was
series?
his birthday music video. It was his own personal music video he was doing for his birthday party.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that was cool. I got to network with all of you guys. Y'all are really awesome. Y'all have some great personalities. You've always got a lot of energy. It's
Yep.
always refreshing to see and hang out with.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
and you saw that we was out there spinning fire that day too. That was
Yes.
the first time I showed everybody that I learned how to spin fire.
That is awesome. It's and then we also met at we ready we were in contact. Oh no. The very first time we met, we were doing for the barrels, the fire pits.
The fire pits.
Yeah, over here in Burleson. Uh
Remind
th-
me.
there was the house where Mike and his wife who had the sauce that she would bottle herself, and Mike had
Oh,
yeah.
that was. I thought that was after.
That was the first time that we met actually.
Really? I swore that
Yeah.
was after. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then first time we met. I would have thought that was. I don't know why I placed that opposite in my head.
Because I look Latino. I'm just
Okay,
playing.
that's what it is. That's what it is.
I'm just kidding.
Because I remember that day. Because did you get on the punching bag too in the back in the garage with us?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I did.
Then yeah. Then that I get. I don't know why in my head I saw that all in reverse, man. So we first met at a mansion, man. That means that's
Yeah.
foreshadowing. That means we all going up.
Yes, it is. That is something that I definitely like to see everybody be successful on my show. I'm here so that way we can all rise because the more followers that I get, the more that I want to share them with everybody else. And everybody who jumps on the show early on is definitely getting invited back on whenever I have the bigger following as well too.
All
Just
right.
because I see us all as say like it's like a tide. We're all boats, right?
Yeah.
And as long as we're here floating in the ocean, the tide rises, we all rise. I don't like being the kind of person that, climbs over everybody else just to make myself look good.
Yeah.
Of course, we all want to look good, but.
Yeah.
But I'm not here to steal the spotlight from anybody else. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, I'm totally with you.
And so, I know that you've helped Doobie now in your little micro interview. We talked about a different type of one that you did before in your acting career, right? For whenever you first started when you were really young.
Oh yeah, the shrimp, the commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could
That
not find it. I've been looking for
you're not gonna find it. It's old. You're not gonna find it.
it.
Good luck on
Yeah,
that. I would be
hey,
surprised.
they say if it's on the internet, it's there forever, but that one's very very buried. I went to
Yeah,
their website and there is a lot of videos there.
yeah, that one's really old. So you're gonna have a hard time finding that one.
Now with acting, have you are there any other films that we could see you on? Because I know that we saw you on Diamond Texter, which is on Tubi. What about any other films?
Whew. Okay. Now, I was an enforcer in Texas Kill City. I
Okay.
was also well, I got movies that's about to come out. Like we're doing movie premieres like one tomorrow for Sugar City.
Oh,
That's coming out
nice.
tomorrow with Julian. And he's filmed with us in Diamond Texas. I did that one. I did, and then also next week is also another premiere for Thick Trip. Now,
Okay.
now that was with Kenya King, and I've done a couple of movies with her as before as well. But this one, I ended up being one of the male strippers when the girls kind of like got a girls trip out, and
Yeah.
they have these strippers that come out on this beach or really on this picnic table, and yeah, I break this girl down kind of nice. And I don't know how much they gonna show, but if they show it, it was fun. And then
Nice.
and then I got one more premiere coming out 2 weeks right after that. That is called The Night Deal. And that one pretty much somebody stole some money from me and I chased them all over the city, even on scooters till I got my money. So every time he saw me, like, ah shit. And what? So
Nice. Now, are these premieres cast only, or are they open to the public as
Oh,
well?
they're open to the public, man. Come on out. Come one, come
Okay.
all.
Where are they premiering at?
One of them, tomorrow one is at the Texas Theater.
Texas
And I
Theater.
think they're
Okay.
gonna have 3 different times to show tomorrow, but I'm going to the 6 o'clock showing personally.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be there. I know me and Doobie gonna roll up in there on about that time. I'm gonna repost it. Doobie posted it on his page already. I'm gonna repost it as well, so to let everybody know as well.
Okay. Cool. I'll go ahead and repost it too as well. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
cool.
I think that would be really cool. Around, do you know how much the tickets are going to cost?
That I have no idea. I don't think it's gonna be too expensive though, but I don't know for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is Thursday, correct? Yes.
Yes.
So you're
Yes.
going to be at the 6 o'clock one. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, nice, man. I'm excited for you. That's always fun to be, part of the film and walk across and be like, hey, after at the end, I saw you in the movie. I saw your name.
Yes, sir. And I
And
and I
then
do
be,
find that sometimes movies be out and somebody will call me, man, I just saw you. Like, oh what? And then I have to go and try to find out and all that other stuff. Because it's I've been in a lot of little movies, but I've been in extras here and then supporting cast here and things like that. So when somebody usually finds me, it's like, because I don't even know sometimes when the movie comes out until way later, and then somebody lets me know, or unless I
okay.
go to a premiere. But
Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
so that's pretty much fun, bro.
Yeah, I love them. I've been to several premieres. There's one premiere that I missed that I really wanted to go to, and that was down in San Antonio. Whoa, what happened? Sorry, my screen is glitching out right now, and I'm not sure why. Um, but it was down in San Antonio for Legend of the Donkey Lady, which would have been really cool because I'm friends with those guys down there in Lions Act Productions, and so but there's one coming up called American Coyote. I'm pretty excited about.
Okay.
Uh, you know, and so whenever that comes out, I'll be keeping everybody posted on that as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with my computer. For some reason, and I think it's because Spectrum kind of sucks.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Uh, now you go every Friday, right, to Film Hubs?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
be there
haven't
this
missed the.
Friday.
I may have only missed maybe one Friday at best, but I'm usually there every Friday.
I know that I plan on trying to make it out there this Friday as well too. It's always fun hanging out, like I said, hanging out with you guys.
Oh yeah.
We did the one for Miss Tracy Brooks as well not so long ago.
Oh yeah.
That was with all of you guys. I can't wait for that one to come out as well. Uh, you know, I saw you ride a horse.
Yes. Yes. I almost mowed everybody down because I didn't say whoa in time. That horse was coming fast. But yeah, that I didn't even know that the horse we was riding was pregnant.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Cookie. The horse name was Cookie. She was
Yeah.
pregnant, but Cookie was cool, man. I was kind of like making sure because they had to tell me when her ears go a certain way, get out the way. That's when she finna kick you. All right. So now I know to watch the ears. When the ears point straight back, get out the way. She angry. When the ears are up or forward, you good. When they back, you get out of there.
That's great. And good news, I just figured out what was going on with my laptop.
Okay.
Spectrum's internet's out.
Oh,
So I don't have any media assets right now, but uh, the main thing is though that I do want to get you back on because I think that you would be phenomenal to have on stage.
okay.
Like I was telling Pat, I think one really cool segment that I want to add in that I figured it was a little too late to mention is that I want people to showcase their talent on the show,
Okay.
and so if you have one prepared, you could do a monologue if you like. Improv people. I plan on, later on we can do some improv games, stuff like that, to kind of give people an idea and showcase your talent a bit so that way we can highlight you. Whenever you do a monologue, I would give the whole stage to you so that way you could do your monologue as well. Know what I
Okay.
mean?
I did have one, but I haven't done it in a while, so I don't know if I know it all. I did. I was doing, Lord of the Rings. You had, my
Yes.
precious. His name was Smeagol. Well, I
Yes.
did. I took out the Smeagol parts and did all the Golden parts. The part where he was the evil part of Smeagol.
That is cool.
So I just recently done it, so it's still kind of fresh. but I'm not sure if I could do it. And I
Hmm.
didn't do it in his voice. I had to do it because they made me not do it in his voice. They said, no, it's got to be you. So I had to, and I still kind of know it, but like I said, I don't know if I'm ready. I have to kind of like get a second in and then see if I could do it. But that's up to you. But and then I still got my poetry as well. And then I
Ah,
have love poems that are not erotic. So
okay.
yeah, like when I had the poem. Now, don't get me wrong, my my poem is still like what's the call it? I'm still a man with words. I know how to say what I need to say. But I was young and I used to, this was part of my speaking game process back then to learn if I had talent. So like I
Yeah.
had one that was called "With You," and that was my Valentine's Day poem. Whenever I wanted to get a girl for Valentine's Day, look at you smiling. And
I
and
bet you
believe it or
had no
not,
problem with that.
so that's now that'll be funner. So that's on you. I can do both, but that'll be funner.
Okay.
And that one's quick.
Okay.
So go with that one.
Yeah. Here, give me 1 second. As soon as I disappear off the screen, you can go. Okay.
All right, cool. All right. This poem is called "With You," and this is the one I used to do to pretty much get a date for Valentine's. With you is where I desire to be. For with you and only you would make me happy. Only to be with you is my greatest wish. You tell me you love me through every kiss and every hug and every touch in every way. To tell me you love me would simply make my day. To be loved is the greatest feeling in the world, to be loved by a very beautiful and special young girl. And only if I can be with you, then will all my dreams come true. And there's only one thing that you'd have to do. Just trust my love because I do love you. All right. And that one was called "With You."
Man, great job.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having to do everything on my touch screen just because the internet is down. So I'm actually very glad I disconnected from the Wi-Fi earlier whenever I started noticing signs on on my phone.
Okay, okay.
But that was actually really, really good. It's
Yeah.
very smooth. It sounds great, man.
I wrote that when I was 12. Off of
Nice.
somebody that said that I couldn't get this girl. I'm like, who can't get this girl?
Nice, very nice.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh man, that is great, and it's kind of it's you got the date, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I figured you did.
It was all innocent stuff, but
Dude,
I had to see if I had some game. That's all I can say.
yeah. So since you do poetry and everything, do you also do a little rap as well, or do you musically inclined? Because I mean, I know that a lot of rappers and hip hop guys, they do poetry in the beginning, you know.
Yeah. I've never ventured into it, to be honest. I could rap. I have done it a long time ago before,
Hmm.
but never really got into it because I learned that I don't it's hard to do the positive rap that I would want to do. And so I
Yeah.
decided to dedicate all my energy. If I had to do anything, I'd rather spend time bringing back people together. Like if back in the 90s music, most of the songs were, I climbed the moon, the stars, or whatever you say, for you and all this other stuff. Now it's all about how to cheat and break up. So I actually have a mode of trying to get everybody back together. So if I could do that, now you can't even really do it. You can kind of rap it, but my poetry kind of goes into that fashion anyway because of the melodies I run when I do my poetry. But I prefer to stay on the love side
And
because if you ain't rap too much, let's say for instance I rap too much about violence, even if I ain't being violent to nobody, somebody might come after me. If I rap about love, hey, they come after me the right way.
yeah. Hey, that's a good way for people to come out to you. And it is definitely possible to be, in hip hop and on the positive side. I mean, we saw Will Smith do it for a very long time. And
Yeah.
so it'd probably be refreshing to hear something like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and I may try later, but right now I'm kind of just staying in my lane until I know what I can do better.
You got a lot going on too. You got Milan coming up. You got some of these
Yes, sir.
premieres coming up.
Yes, sir.
Have you done any looked into doing like maybe acting training, or have you ever done any acting training?
That's what Film Hub Fridays is all about.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you think about it, you have artists in Film Hub Fridays, and you have actors that have been trained in Film Hub Fridays. So you
Hmm.
get a lot of artists that are getting some, feeling of how it feels to be on set, how an actor would actually do on set, how he gets in his role and everything. So a lot of people actually getting some free training in this when you really
Yeah,
think about it. But I've done training, like when I first learned how to do my stunts. I done a class, and then since I caught on real quick, we helped train everybody else in the class. So
nice.
yeah, I've done a little bit here and there.
Okay. Now, I know that Doobie's been doing his stuff for a while, and you said that you met up with him for like 3 years ago.
Yeah, about 3.5 years ago. Yep.
Okay, and I know that you were in Diamond Texter. Have you been in some of his other works? 'Cause I know that he did a lot of music videos and a lot of ads for like
Oh yes.
uh, for like different vendors and shops and all that too, which is very good that on his part. I mean, he's done a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, if you ever have you ever watched like Adam Sandler movies?
Hmm.
You know how Adam Sandler uses the same people in a lot of his other stuff. Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of us. Once we're family, we're a family. If that makes
Hmm.
sense. So I've done. I mean, the heck? I've done a lot of. I know some fool over here tried to get me no, but I've done a lot of music videos with them, commercials with them, short films, and actual films with Doobie. Like I said, we work, and we
Yeah.
probably work every week. You know what I mean?
Nice.
If
Uh,
and if he ever needs me, I'm always there.
For sure. And that's what I want to do as well too. I got a whole lot of things going on with running a couple of businesses and, trying to work as well and being out here in Fort Worth. But I'm trying to make it out there on a weekly basis. So that way, because I'd like to see Doobie rise. I could see Doobie going far. He's got a lot of talent. He's got an excellent eye, and, you've been with him for a very long time. And so you already know all these things. Uh, but and he also gave you or he also had you in the role for the Diamond Texter, which made you look straight up badass.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so you kind of you see some people with this talent and everything, and it's like, hey, that he's gonna go far, and that's pretty cool. And I know that you're gonna go far as well too. You got a great look, you have a great attitude, you network, you do the right things.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so what would you say whenever you started doing acting more, would you say that there was something that was inspiring you to do it, or did you do it to be like, hey, this is, you know, when did it click for you that this is something that you wanted to do? If you don't mind me asking.
Now that uh, I'll keep it as lighthearted as possible, but somebody believed in me. Like I was kind of like what you would like to call one of Dallas's biggest kept secrets or greatest kept secrets in my opinion. I had a lot of talent, but and I've done things in the past, like I've acted before, and I've done expos before. But
Hmm.
my only person who really knew what I could do was my wife. But she passed away. So when she passed away, her biggest thing she wanted me to do was she wanted me to go and pursue those things. And so, but I had kids at the time, so I'll make sure my family was good. And so, but when she passed away, it's like, you know what? Freak it. I'm gonna do this, and I ain't even doing it for me. If I can't do nothing else, I can have a good story for her when I make it. So I walked like literally after the funeral, about maybe it was the same week of the funeral. I want to say literally the day after the funeral. Doobie had the casting, and so I went there in honor of her to, handle business
Yeah.
and never look back. So literally, the stuff I do is for the people who are not here anymore that I love, and I want to give them a good story when I go home.
Yeah. Man, that's pivotal. That is awesome. That's an amazing story. And uh I keep trying to see it because I think I see some comments popping up. However, unfortunately, due to technical issues, I can't see them right now. But man, that is very deep on your end. I'm sorry for your loss and everything that you've had to go through. I know there's a lot of people are like, hey, if I can go back and change things, I would. That would be something important. However, it's part of your story. You have a very good success story, and I don't want to get too deep into your past because I know that
Oh no,
uh,
we ain't going there. We
Yeah,
happy.
we're there. So I'm just saying that you have a very great success story, and whenever it finally comes out that people, get to hear that success story, it's gonna be, it's gonna click for everybody that you've had to struggle, and that you were able to overcome your struggles of your history, your past, losing your spouse, your loved one, especially, and still you're starting to come out here to where you're getting a lot more roles. You're turning it around for yourself. A lot of people would use that as an excuse to give up, and it is, not. I mean, it is justifiable for someone to give up for that, but that's not you, and so it's
Mhm.
inspiring to see you keep pushing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're gonna hurt anyway, might as well hurt doing something. Shoot, go, walk. Don't sit there
Mhm.
and rub the wound. Put a band-aid on it and keep going. That's all you can do. Get something for the pain.
Rub some dirt on it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Rub some dirt on it. Finish the race. Then go to the hospital. You feel me?
Hey, good news. I have internet again.
All right. What's the comments? What they saying?
I'm trying to go back in. But I was like, yes, I have internet. It's
Mm,
crazy because, things usually don't tend to happen except for on Wednesdays. And I
mm.
don't get it, Oh, I shared the comments. Okay. Oh, never mind. That was me. I was pushing the button, and I guess I shared a referral link, I guess.
Oh, okay, okay.
I didn't mean to do that. And everybody watching, I didn't mean to do that as well.
Mm.
Uh Now, whenever do you have your visa ready and everything? Because I know that you gotta have a visa when you go overseas, right?
No, I don't have a visa, but I do have my passport.
Okay.
But on these places, I don't think you have to have a visa just to visit. All you have to have is a passport, and I'm not actually getting paid there. I get paid here.
Ah, okay. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
so it's I ain't got to worry about the visa side of it. But I am gonna have to get one eventually because now that I know that I can fly and go where I want to go, I'm down. I'm gonna go try because I gotta go to Paris. I gotta go to Paris just for me.
Hmm.
If I don't even model in Paris, I gotta go to Paris just for me.
Yep,
So
there you go. And one thing is that I've noticed that because like I said, my brand is my family name, which is Little Dog, and you have your own brand, which is something that's very interesting and very unique to you too, which is your name.
yes.
And so, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and spell that and do the R.
All right, gotcha. My name is Lion, Lion, just like the King of Beasts, Aura, Aurah, like you have an aura around your body. So all together, you have a lion presence, a lion's aura. And I'm known for the roar, so here we go. And there you have it. There's the lion's
And
roar right there. Lion's aura.
man, that is awesome. It's been great having you on the show, man. I definitely want to have you back on the show whenever we do the showcasing again, and I'm able to actually bring people on a stage to kind of show off your talents, man.
Okay, I'm with it, brother. You can always welcome to come back.
For sure. And I'll be seeing
Yes,
you
sir.
guys. I don't think I have anything going on this Friday, so I should be able to see you guys this Friday as well too.
Okay. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be there, but I hope I'll be there because I know I have this modeling thing on that Saturday, so I have to make sure that they don't have us doing any type of rehearsals. If I'm not in rehearsals, definitely be there, and we're gonna kick some butt. We're gonna do something nice.
For sure, man. I really appreciate you, Lion. You have a great night, and like I said, what we'll do is probably because I do want to see a stunt reel, and probably next time what we'll do is we'll play one of your stunt reels. All right,
All
one of
right,
your
cool.
fight
That
scenes, so
works.
that way people can see that aspect and that side too. And everybody go out and check out the YouTube. I actually have the interview with Lion, the for the Dallas Film Hub sessions, also
Mhm.
on my YouTube, and I've been putting out the shorts. I know you've been seeing the shorts.
Thank you.
And you and every time I say that, because it was kind of lighthearted, do the war. It's from one of the Shrek movies.
Mm,
The little chubby fat kid.
yeah.
He goes, do the war.
Do the roar
So I
with a
had
deep
to,
voice.
man, because that is such a it goes along with it very well.
Yeah, you need to go on and have that on the show. Do the roar. That's tight. I need to have that.
It's so sorry on my end. You kind of kept cutting out a little bit for a second there.
Oh, I was agreeing with. I said, yeah, I need to
Oh.
have that little thing as one of my things through the roar. I need to have that right there for real.
And so I kind of joked with the idea of playing that little scene and then cutting to the to the roar, you know.
Got to tag me on that if you do.
Okay.
Yes,
Well.
sir.
All right, brother. You have a great night. I hope to see you tomorrow, if anything. But if you have a rehearsal, good luck on your rehearsal and good luck on your show on Saturday. And tomorrow, again, where can they see you at again tomorrow on for your premiere?
Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to Texas Theater. I don't know. I can't give you the address on that off the head, but it's the Texas Theater. You can look that up, and it's going to be there about 6 o'clock for Sugar City.
6
That's the
p.m.
premiere.
Sugar City.
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to make sure that we have that put up on there for everyone. Now, the show coming up on your modeling on Saturday, is that open to the public or is that going to be a private event?
Yes, that's open to the public. You got to. They're selling tickets online,
I'm
and
sorry,
they
you kind of
also
cut out
open.
on my end real quick. Give me 1 second. I'll let you know when you're back on.
Okay.
It could just be my signal now that Wi-Fi's back. Okay, now you're back.
Okay. I'm gonna be. It's gonna be at a airport hangar. I have to place the flyer up because I have the flyer. I just don't. It's somewhere off of Stemmons Freeway. I can tell you that much. But it's gonna be at. They're gonna be in two airport hangars, and we're gonna model from one airport hangar to the other airport hangar. Then they're gonna have all this, pretty much after party at the airport. So it is open to the public. I think if you buy the tickets online, it's going to be cheaper than paying at the door, but it's open to the public and you can pay at the door or online. I'll make sure that Little Dog gets a flyer. So everybody who wants to go can go.
I'm sorry. Hold on
You
one
going
second.
out? Okay.
Yeah, I think my iPhone died. The charger wasn't working.
Oh, okay.
All right, Lion, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my camera died, so now I'm using my laptop camera. Eventually, the goal is that I have this Canon camera, and I'm trying to get a dummy
Uh-huh.
battery for. And so right now, I'm actually using my my laptop camera right now.
Okay.
So hopefully, I don't lose internet.
You just going in and out a little bit.
We have one comment. It says, "I've heard of Studio One modeling in deep." Oh, sorry. Can you hear me
What you
now?
say? Can't hear you.
Am I on?
I can see you, but I can't hear. Well, I can hear you now.
Pat was saying that. Okay. Pat was saying that he's heard of Studio One modeling in Deep Ellum.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
You going out, brother? I know Studio. All I heard was Pat
Yeah,
was
my
saying
phone
about
battery
Studio
had
One.
died. Sorry about that, man.
Yeah, it's not gonna work, brother.
There we go. All right. My iPhone died. That's what happened.
Okay.
I was trying to plug it in for the whole show to try to get these going, but between this and my laptop, I'm struggling a little bit for this. So, man, I really appreciate you coming on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I really appreciate you coming online. Again, whenever I get all these kinks fixed out on my own, I'll be able to have you back on. Okay.
All right, cool.
And be expecting my call. I look forward to hopefully seeing you tomorrow and definitely be seeing you on the show again. Okay.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Thank you for having me.
All right. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah. You have a good evening.
All right,
What's
you
that?
too, man. Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. I heard you say something and then.
Oh no. I said yes. You have a good evening too, brother.
Oh, okay.
All right. Push leave.
All right, brother. You have a good one. Take care.
All right. You too. Have a good one.
Yeah. All right. All right. We appreciate Lion, Aurah, and Pat coming on the show this evening. I am having technical difficulties as the charger has died on the phone. So And the phone has actually died as well too. Even though I have it plugged into my laptop, it's not charging fast enough for the amount of power it's using. And so, you know, it's some, you know, it's some things that are changing due to being on production on my own again. And so, I do plan on improving these as well as coming up with solutions. And these are in the works currently. I appreciate everybody sticking with me through these transitions. And I'm glad that these transitions are happening early enough that I can actually make adjustments for it. So thanks everybody. I do plan on having everyone on that has been on before come back on again, as I want to redo my first episodes, because my first episodes were really a lot different than I run it now. And I enjoy that the way that it's being ran now. It's run kind of similar. However, the quality is different. The feel is a little bit different than before. I'm not as nervous. I know I said a lot, but I'm not as nervous as I was before. And I want to bring everybody back. Okay. And why is airport in the chat way? Anyways, I don't know. This airport in the chat. But anyways, don't forget, we do have the subscriber thing going on. So 25, and we'll do double drawings for 2 beaded hats. And as far as authentic beaded hats go, as authentic as they can be. And then one of these hats at 50 and one of these hats at 100. And just because y'all aren't in the subscriber pool beforehand doesn't mean y'all are ineligible for any of the drawings. It just means that you're going to be in more drawings and more opportunities to win, because you guys are my earlier subscribers. Also, remember that whenever I will be in Grapevine on Saturday and Sunday for the health and wellness thing going on, event going on out there, and we're going to have this out there. Come out there, check out, get some more information about what this is, figure out how it can help you and help your life as well too. So come out and see us, Waterpure, Texas. This is today's entertainers with Little Dog, and I'm going to roll in credits. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I really appreciate every one of y'all. Y'all help make the show, better and better each time. And if you have any suggestions, I have no problem. It says Little Dog too, because I'm on the laptop. Usually I'm on the phone, so it says Little Dog. However, this is my manager computer. So anyways, y'all have a wonderful day. Yeah, get the Matson. See y'all later. Good night. What? The outro video has been... Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I'm with that studio, and I am not entirely sure how. Hey, that's back. Wait. Never mind. It looks like everything was removed from StreamYard. I'm sorry. I guess we're gonna have to do without it. I don't understand what's going on. I apologize. Everything that's kind of... I had my outro music. I had all my overlays in here, but it seems like whenever we reset this and logged in from the computer, I don't know what's going on. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna upload the outro music right now while talking. I'm going to go ahead and... Nope. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I apologize. And let me tell you a couple, because we'd have Michael Drunk. It's uploading now. Michael Drunk was also mentioned during this episode. You guys to follow and listen to. I'll have Ronnie Hummel Productions. Follow her page. She's... And of course, I keep going up. Signal is really poor, and I don't understand what is going on with this. I will be making probably a comment later on to some of the ones involved, but Legacy Casting, they have helped me out out with a lot of my acting jobs personally. You can go and register on their website, which is mycasting.com. And you'll see castings from other than Legacy or Cast. However, you'll see from On the Hunt Casting. You'll also see stuff from Cast-O-Matic, as well as a few other places. So always stay persistent. There is a lot of opportunities out there, and there's a lot of opportunities coming to become friends with them, become somebody, and you can see Pat have been very reliable people. Make a good name for yourself. Okay, so y'all have a great night. Get the Matson. There's a new outro video. Check it out, and it will play now. Later.
Fuiste mal con mi corazón y ya ahora vienes a buscarme. Un día fuiste todo para mí y ya ahora no puedo ni verte. Yeah, something like that. Thank y'all, man.